Hello friends, I hope everybody's doing well. Okay, so we're back to this tractor again. Oh my god. In the previous video, it had a engine misfire and we corrected that with the Fairbanks Morse magneto. Now I just want to do some finishing touches on the tractor. One problem I was having with this was the PTO lever here. What was happening was when it was in high gear and we were mowing, it was slipping out of gear. Right now I have it locked in and I can't even get it out. I don't know if it's because of the vibration with the mower, if the blade is out of balance. It could be that. I'm not really sure. So today what I want to do with this is I want to put like a lock. I want to put this piece on here, and right now it has a set screw in it. And what I want to do is I'll show you. We're going to go over to the bench and I'm going to show you. The problem is I want to use something smaller and drill a hole out in it and tap it out to be 5/16. I'll show you why. I'm going to show you what we're going to use. The problem is I have to use this bigger one here because of this handle here to make this bend to go around here, to go down here, and this is the only thing that I could find that'll fit on here. I mean, it's a little large, but I'm thinking I made up a set screw that we're going to be using on here, and I'll show you what we're going to use. Yeah, let's go over to the bench right now. Alright, so after 15 months of this tractor, I finally got it running pretty decent. I have many videos on this tractor. There's enough videos on this tractor to make its own YouTube channel. But yeah, right now I want to do the finishing touches. As far as the PTO goes, I told you, if you've been following my videos, that I'm going to use this tractor for a backup snowplow tractor. So, in case I really don't have anywhere to use the snowblower, but in case I ever have to put the snowblower on it, I want the PTO to be locked. And after I show you what we're going to do, like in case of an emergency, it has a kill switch right here at the handle. If I ever have to shut it down when the PTO is on, or I could just unscrew this quick and slide it back. Okay, so here's what I did. I thought about this. I have my best thoughts like 2 or 3 in the morning. Okay, so if you notice what this is, yep, it's a lawnmower handle. I don't know what you want to call it. I forgot what the right name is for it. Anyway, it's for the lawnmower handle. This goes into one side of the handle, and then you tighten this up. And you could just lock the handle in place. And this is threaded in here. So what I did was, instead of using this, because you can't really use this, what I did was I took a regular 5/16 nut in the bolt. Okay, so I screwed the bolt all the way in to this, as tight as I can make it. And then what I did was I took a nut and put it on the other end and made this real tight. So what we're going to do is after I tap this piece out to 5/16, I'm thinking that we could just screw this thing in. It has a knob on it and I could tighten it up once I lock the PTO in. And I'll show you how it works once we get it going here. Okay, so I bought there's a drill and a tap that comes in the package. I think it was a Black & Decker. I'm pretty sure I bought it from Home Depot. This way you can, you can drill a piece of stock, whatever you want to tap, to the size. This is like a smaller size. The drill bit's a smaller size than the tap is because you want to tap and make new threads. So I have a hole in it now. I took that set screw out, and what I want to do now is we're going to make some more threads in here. what I did was I sprayed this up with WD. You want to keep it, you know, nice and lubricated and cool. So it's just little by little we're going to go here. And then we're just going to go until it comes through the other end there. And then if this thing works out, we'll go test it in the field. That's why I save everything. You know, like this came in handy. Now you got a knob on here. You don't have to mess with a wrench or nothing to tighten up a bolt to lock this thing into place. You just use this knob here. So well, you see what I'm doing here, so there's no sense in you just hanging out and watching here. So I'll just shut the camera off for now, and then I'll get it into place, and we'll see if it works. I don't know what kind of metal this is, but it's taking forever. You just got to go a little bit at a time like this. And I keep spraying it too. I even put oil down there too. I don't know what kind of metal this is, but it's taken several minutes so far. And the last thing you want to do is break off the tap in there. So, alright, I just wanted to show you what's going on so far. So I'll be back to you soon. Okay, so oh my, that thing was such a bear to tap out. I had to go little by little by little. I was so worried about snapping the what do you call it, the tap out in here. I don't know what kind of metal this is, but even though I was spraying it, it was squeaking and just really hard to turn. So I went a little bit at a time. Okay, so another problem I had was, remember I put that bolt through here, and then I had the nut on here. I mean, the piece inside this is threaded, so I threaded the bolt through, I put the nut on, but it was too short, you know. I knew you guys that want to do this, you could buy the sleeves. They probably already have the hole in it, or you could just, you know, in other words, this is 3/8. And the way, if you don't have a micrometer, a good way to measure this is take a 3/8 wrench, the open end, and just slide it on here. But I know for a fact these rods are 3/8. So I knew you guys that weld, you could have cut this, slid that thing on there, weld the rod back together, and or fix the PTO so that doesn't happen. Now right now, as it stands, before I put this thing on, the PTO is locked. I can't even get it out. But once I start running the machine, it slips out. So the next thing we're going to do right now is I'm going to take it out to the field, and we'll try it. I'll lock it in high, because usually when it's in high range, it'll pop out right away. I'll just make like one pass, and then it slips out. So I'll see if this thing works. There's a chance to where if I had the snowblower on the tractor, it wouldn't slip out. So that's why I'm aiming towards maybe the blade is out of balance here on here. I'm not sure, but yeah, this took quite a while to tap out, but I got it, and this should work fine. All right, so I'll meet you out in the field. I got to see how much battery's left here. Okay, so we'll give it a try here. We're in serious trouble with drought. I think I only cut the field 3 times. And since the last time I cut it, it hardly grew at all. And this tree has those big nuts on it. You've probably seen it in other videos. They usually fall around September, October. They started falling in June. And some leaves are falling too. Everything's all messed up. But anyway, let's try this thing and see if it works. I'm hoping it stays tight and doesn't loosen up. But let's give it a try. My main concern is to try it in high gear and make sure it doesn't, the PTO doesn't slip out of gear. Nice, that was good. I did it in high gear like a dope. how far it's staying in gear. Let me get you in some kind of view here. It's a salty rattling. I think you're pretty much in view here. Pretty good. Now it's stuck. The PTO is stuck in gear. When you want it to be stuck in gear, it's not. But anyway, that thing worked good. Now we have to take a pair of channel locks and ever so slightly just move the shipper shaft to get it out of gear. So that thing's nuts. Chances are this tractor's not even going to see a snowblower or anything that requires a PTO. Next thing we're going to do is I still got to do the hood on it. I just got to sand the hood down, prime it, paint it on the inside and the outside. The starter chain once in a while jumps off. I might have to take a link out of the chain. Snow chains. I want to make some snow chains for the inner tires. The outer tires I'll take off my dad's tractor and I'll just stick them on there. But if I have to use this as a backup, if the other tractor breaks down, I could take the two outer wheels off of that have the chains on them already. But I figured I'd share this idea with you for the PTO slipping out. But it's so weird. If I didn't make this thing and we test drove it, it would have slipped out of PTO would have slipped out of gear. I guarantee you. You've seen videos in the past when we're testing this thing out and it just slips out of gear when it's in high gear. So, all right, I thought I would just share that with you. I want to thank everybody for watching. I'll see you all on the next one, and stay well. I found the problem why the PTO is stuck in gear. Okay, so you have the lever down here, right? Then you have the shifter shaft. This is the shaft, and that has to spin clockwise to take it out of gear. And then you have this pin that comes up through this lever here. Now what it looks like to me is this lever is worn out, and what's happening is trying to push this pin back instead of pushing the shifter shaft counterclockwise. Okay, so I'll show you what I did. You can probably see already what I did. Okay, so that's clicked in now, and before we couldn't get it out. Now you can. So what I did was I took this spring here and I took this lever. I loosened the lever so I could get the spring on here, and then I just drilled a hole in the side of the battery case here, and I just hooked the spring there. So now we have no problem with it being out of gear and then back in gear. I got this idea with the spring from DK Tractors and stuff. He has a 4-wheel Gravely tractor he was working on, and he had a problem with his PTO system. I don't remember exactly why he did that on that. I would have to look at the video again. But thanks, DK, if you're watching. That was a good idea, because everything's working fine now. So it's clicked in and now it's out. I tightened it all up. I tightened this all back up and everything's fine. And I put, you know, a good enough amount of tension on the spring so it'll function as it should. So what I'm going to do is we're going to try this again. I had to take the mower deck off it so I could loosen this nut and bolt here to get the spring on. So I'm going to stick that back on there. We'll take it out in the field and try it. Oh, excuse me. Chances are this tractor's only going to see the snowplow on it, but I want the PTO working just in case I ever decide to put the snowblower on it or whatever. And yeah, let's go try it and see how it does. So I could have easily bought a brand new lever and the shifter shaft, and they run around 50 bucks. The only problem with this tractor is I have about $400 into this, alrighty? I don't want to spend any more money on this stupid tractor anymore right now. So hopefully this will all work out with that spring in there. We'll test it out and try it now. Do a couple of laps around the field and then I'll disengage it, because that was the problem. We couldn't disengage it. So let me just set you up over here. Okay, so as you saw, it disengaged, so we don't have to worry about that problem anymore. Okay, so thanks again for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. For those of you that don't want to spend the money on, you know, like 50 bucks or whatever it is for the shipper shaft and the lever there, that was a quick way out for me to do it. Like I said, I don't want to put any more money into this. DK, if you're watching, thanks again for the spring idea. It worked out great. Alright, so that's it. I'll see you all in the next one. Stay safe. I'll see you later.